For those of you guys joining, this is Chad Gauss. This is the man in Baltimore. He's got the food market, La Food Marquetta, Hoopla Catering, Quality Snowballs. I call it Quality Balls just to fuck with him. But this man started the restaurant thing in Hamden. There wasn't a lot going on in Hamden before. Now it's super trendy, super busy, hard to get a table. He's got one of the best brunches I think I've ever been to. Chad, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Absolutely. So real quick, guys, so what we're going to do today, we're going to make a duck scrapple with gingerbread pancakes. I know we're after the holidays now, but this dish was on my mind, and I actually put this on my dinner menu, believe it or not. So basically the duck is confit. It's only the leg and thigh. Okay, so we don't.
So you guys know, time out real quick. Yep. Confit, it's just French for cooked in fat.
Exactly.
So he takes the duck, he salts it for probably overnight or a day, and then he cooks it low and slow inside of duck fat, pulls it off the bone, and then turns it into this beautiful little brick.
Yep, and even when I do duck confit, I do a little different. So like when I cure the duck, I'm heavy on the sugar. Mm-hmm. I still use a good amount of salt, but I like to puree all my herbs. Do you do the same thing?
No.
Many people don't do this. They use whole herbs. So what I do is everything goes in the food processor.
Okay.
I make a paste out of brown sugar and salt with a shit ton of basil.
Oh, wow.
A lot of thyme, chives, black peppercorn, white peppercorn, and a little bit of mustard seed.
That's awesome, and it doesn't jump up the color at all.
No, not at all. So and I do a 30-hour cure, and then I take it off. I rinse it, pat it dry as can be, get my duck fat rolling, give it a braise.
All right, let's get it on the stove.
Okay, cool. Let's go. I have a little bit of whole butter in the pan, just kind of like getting it melted down a little bit. And I'm gonna take my little pretty brick of duck here that's been confit, yeah.
So tell me, what's the most important thing about brunch?
As soon as you sit down, you gotta eat right away. That's how breakfast goes. So the most important thing in brunch is eating as soon as you sit down. So that's why we serve the donuts that we make. It's not worth brunching if you don't want to nap afterwards, is my mindset. You know, like, you go out to breakfast to go home and cut the grass. You go out to brunch to go home and watch the football game. Right or wrong? I mean, you know, there's ingredients that I just love that I feel like I don't get to see used too much in the kitchens nowadays, but like molasses is one of my favorite things. I love molasses, big time. This has a little bit of black coffee in it and a splash of Coca-Cola, believe it or not. So,
what do you do at home? Do you cook at home? Don't cook at home?
As far as at home, I have 3 children. And the thing that's funny about cooking at home nowadays, it's a menu. You no longer just cook dinner. It's crazy. I'll have like one kid that says, I want lamb chops, and another one wants mac and cheese, you know? And then meanwhile, I'm eating chicken fajitas, you know? It's crazy, you know? It's nuts how cooking at home is no different than cooking in a restaurant. Well, look at that, boom. So what I do when I get to this point, I actually like put a little more butter in the pan. I kind of like just let them kind of base and glaze a little bit. I think that's a nice little thing too, to kind of get them rolling around in there.
They're like the same complexion as me.
I know, look at that. It's amazing, isn't it? So, yeah, then try to make them all actually this one goes on top of this one. I try to make them a little different size so they can kind of stack up a little bit and look pretty, but that's pretty much it. But you can smell them. I mean, they smell great, right? You know, yeah, I can smell through my mask. I know, it's pretty awesome, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this and try to make it to where there's enough duck for the whole entire guy. Let's take a little bit of this cranberry butter and put it on top of the hot scrapple.
It smells amazing.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll even do like a different type of powdered sugar for this. I'll do like a Cajun spice powdered sugar.
That's clever.
Something to give it a little zing. And a lot of times I like to chop obviously rosemary is something I don't normally serve whole, but with this dish, I like that big, heavy, hearty bite of rosemary.
Oh, nice.
So I tend to use kind of torn rosemary.
Just so you know, sometimes it's better that way, because a lot of times at home you'll see, not even just at home, unfortunately I do it in restaurants too, somebody will chop herbs on a cutting board and all the herbiness of the
flavors are in the board.
Is left in the board.
Exactly. I know, I can't stand it.
Your board is bright green, you can't really taste it on top. What he's done here is by kind of rubbing it together like that, it lets out all the essential oils of it. It makes it, it smells like rosemary.
I get to smell like rosemary all day now. You know, like, it's awesome. You know, that'll be my smell of the day. So pretty great. All right, so this is my homage to Duck Duck Goose. There you go. And if you want it, it's yours, all right?
Thank you. Dig in right here, right now.
Good, jump in with a spoon, eating like a chef. That's what I like. I like to see that, so.
Rosemary, we good. So good, it makes sense.
You like it?
It's brunch, it's salty, it's sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
The rosemary really comes through.
Absolutely.
The cranberry cuts through everything. Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Definitely.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Absolutely.